I'm Robin with Oxy-Dry, and you can see today I am using my new rebuilt or reconditioned MD180 rotary here with a new paint job, new powder coating on this frame, and I like the look of it myself. But anyway, I'm doing two rooms here. One bedroom I already did. This will be the den, I guess. And this carpet is probably at least 15 years old, and it's got a very significant wear path. It is soiled, but a lot of this dark pathway down the middle there, that's actually just wear on the nylon carpet. It's really quite deteriorated in the traffic lanes. I cleaned this before, at least once, maybe twice. Elderly couple live in here and spend a lot of time in this room, obviously. They've got their computer desk right there and the TV over there. So this is where they mostly hang out, I think. Anyway, let's give it a clean, see how it does. I know the traffic lane is, I can't unwear the carpet, so that won't remain, but I'll give it a good clean here. This, of course, is a hog goose hair fiber pad I have on the machine right now. This carpet is a type that does pool and shade very, very significantly, really. So, and that can't be really undone because it's just a wear pattern that shows up on this particular rug, more so than on some others. Nice floor she has there. We talked about it, and I gave her one of my brochures and see where that leads. So the rotary again is showing its ability to maneuver and move so easily on the floor without any effort. I do have the Challenger wheels up machine now, which, a case like this, I might have brought that in and used it, but I know that this is going to be, ultimately will produce a superior cleaning, and it's simply easier to use this, and I don't have to bring in an extra paraphernalia for pre-spraying the carpet, because almost all of the cleaner I'm using is actually in the tank, and any pre-treatment is just done with the trigger sprayer, which I've already done in the traffic lanes on this carpet. It's just such a simple way to go, and more guys that have been using OP machines are switching back to, or switching over to rotary, because they're realizing that in the hands of a skilled operator, the rotary will produce at least as good a result, in many cases better, and in most cases, in my experience, it's actually faster. Not always, but we're talking about residential cleaning. The wheels up rotary is at least more nimble, whereas the wheels down, like a Vibe, which I also have, and an Orbot, or other machines like that have wheels on the ground all the time, they're just awkward. They just haven't got the agility like the rotary would, or even a wheels up OP machine. But one thing to remember about the wheels up machine is that whenever you're using it, you're constantly pushing and pulling with your arms, and physically it is more demanding. And those who switch over from a machine like the Challenger, for example, when you start using a rotary, you begin to realize, well, this is actually much easier on me physically And when you understand how to get the results, and the key really is, as I've been saying for many years, if you pre-scrub with a fiber pad and then go over with like an Ironman, you just can't beat the combo. And by the way, although in the past I have used the microfiber pads under the rotary, I did find that they didn't have the ability to really pull out the soil like the Ironman, for example. And part of the reason is because of the microfiber. It's just it kind of lays over and doesn't have the ability to be so aggressive. Whereas this pad, if you can see, this is an Ironman. You can see these loops, and they kind of dig into the pile a little bit better, and you kind of dig at the carpet a little bit, which is really what you want. So that was used on the previous room. I've got another one here for this room. I did notice a couple of marks here, which I didn't see until I came over here with the light. And that looks like maybe a coffee stain, maybe, or something like that. So I'm gonna put that on there, this suspend. Give it a good application. I was using my other backup rotary yesterday, and it worked beautiful, but it didn't have the light. And I do really appreciate the light. It really does make a difference, having able to see things that don't show up. Otherwise, the light really has the ability to make things visible that without the light you just don't see. So this area right here was quite dark. You can see it's pretty much gone now. And one thing to remember when you're using the rotary and you're using the fiber pad, most of the visible change of the carpet will occur with the fiber pad. 90%, easily 90-95% of the change of appearance of the carpet is accomplished with the fiber pad. Some of the soil gets absorbed and transferred into the fiber pad, but the remainder of the soil is emulsified and lifted in suspension. And then when you put your absorbent pad, your cotton Ironman pad, for example, on the carpet, then that will draw up and transfer that emulsified soil out of the carpet fiber. And although often, like in this case, I'll be doing both pads, the actual amount of time it takes, even though you're doing two separate pads, the actual amount of time it takes in almost every case really is very insignificant, because once I go to the Ironman pad, I move usually pretty darn quick. And if you're concerned about a job taking you, say a decent sized job takes you half an hour or even an hour longer, which would be unusual, that really isn't a big deal in the big picture. Because at the end of the day, if you're enjoying what you're doing better, if you're getting the results for your customer, and you're charging enough to do it the right way and to take the time that you need, you'll end up making more money in the long run. I even, as I've mentioned in the past, I also pre-vacuum and post-vacuum, and post-vacuuming does take a little bit longer than if I was to groom the carpet, but for many reasons it's just simply a better way to go. And even the customers notice it, and I've had people comment to me many times how impressed they were, not just that I pre-vacuum the carpet, but when they saw me post-vacuum the carpet, it blows their mind. And that's the kind of impression you want to make, because that results in the long term in more work. And by the way, those 2 marks that were there are now completely gone. Just needed a bit more solution on there and then extra scrubbing, and it's done. So I'm going to head back to the beginning, and then we'll switch over to the Ironman pad. So this is just a minimum charge job, which is $175 plus tax. Won't take long, it'll take about an hour in total to do this. Just work my way down this traffic lane one more time. 300, what am I saying? 3 times per second on the carpet, 360 degrees. This is what's happening on the carpet fiber. Okay, we're gonna switch to the Ironman. Give you this. Hello.
Is this our carpet?
For the
Is that dirty?
you see the one underneath there?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's from your carpet.
Oh my.
Yeah, it hides pretty well, doesn't it?
Oh boy.
Yeah.
No, we wanted to see you actually last year, but it was so bad the stem.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Yeah.
Yeah, you can see it there, eh?
Yeah.
That's from that room.
Yeah.
So yeah, it needed a clean, didn't it?
Well, yeah. No, as I said, we wanted to have you here earlier. Well, this looks nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna run the vacuum over it again yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
So and then it'll be groomed and look fine again.
Oh, right.
Yep.
So what do you think about the carpet? Is that you got this here almost out here?
Yeah.
Here, where you are standing on.
It's the carpet is it's certainly showing the wear. You got a wear path.
Yeah.
So you can't undo that, but other than that, it's fine. It'll last you as long as you want it, I think.
Well, yeah, we had that before.
Yeah.
In our old location, yeah. And then when we finished it and had a new carpet and had to sell,
Yeah.
and you came and saw this nice new carpet,
And then you want to change
was
it.
gone in no time because there was a big black dog moving in.
Oh.
So it's all hardwood floor up there now.
Okay.
Yeah, well, that's the way it is, Nick.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Oh, this is nice, Helmut.
German lady. How can you tell? Anyway, actually that's looking really good there. I can see the wear, but the dirt is definitely gone. And one of the things about the light, I'll just point out something. The way that you can tell the difference between whether or not a carpet, the dark patch or areas are caused by soil or wear, is that when you get a bright spotlight onto the area and you shine it directly down, like you can see the light shining right on here, if you can see it sort of washes out and looks very even, that's because now it's clean and the light is reflecting back at your eye evenly. If it was soiled, you'd actually see the light would make the soiled areas look more obvious. This carpet does have pretty significant cooling and shading though happening, but I can see that this is clean, and that's just, see this darker patch? That's just because the pile is literally standing up, and over to this side right here, the pile is leaning away. So the pile right here is standing straight up. Over there, it's leaning that way. And you get a different shading effect on the carpet. Cooling and shading, we call that. And part of being a carpet cleaner means you need to learn to identify what you're looking at on the carpet. See, I can literally shade the carpet. I don't know if you can see that, but light and dark. See if I can make it. There we go. See, look at that. I can literally change the shading on the carpet, but you can see that the yarn is mushroomed out. So I can lift that up. You can see it changes its texture. Although I can see the shine on the nylon fiber there with the light on it, it's very shiny and reflected because there's no soil on there any longer. I'm not replacing the carpet, I'm cleaning what's there. And once the soil is off the carpet, if there's still dark and uneven looking appearance on the carpet, that's the wear. And of course the other thing that occurs is the fiber, which is shiny and reflective, over time as it gets walked on, it gets a dullness to the fiber. It's like taking fine sandpaper and scuffing the shiny reflective plastic surface of the filaments, and it no longer reflects light like the areas where the wear doesn't occur. But this carpet is actually for the age, it's actually in good shape. But, you know, obviously they spend a lot of time in these very concentrated areas, and they're here all the time. They're retired, and, you know, they spend almost their entire days in here rattling around. And, you know, if you go into a home where there's an active family, well, usually often the families are not even in the home most of the day. You know, kids are off at school, mom and dad, maybe they're both working or whatever, and, you know, so they're only home for a few hours in the evening and then to bed. And whereas the retired folks like this, their entire lives, basically 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, month after month, year after year, is spent just wearing these specific spots. That's a lot of more wear going on. And by the way, you can see that the dark patch that was in front of the chair over here is gone. So it's definitely cleaning very well. And I want to add one more thing. This machine is really nice and quiet now. Now that it has the new bearings, boy, that's nice and quiet. Just hums. I can actually hear the cotton pad rubbing on the carpet pile. Sort of a swishy sound. But the machine, the mechanics of the machine, you don't hear anything. All you hear is the motor humming, and that's what you should be hearing. At least with a machine like this, because it has no gearbox. I think I see something right there. I'm not quite sure if I do or not. Let's try that a little bit. Okay, we'll head back down the entryway there. But I'm going to take a look at the pad now. Now that's pretty soiled, isn't it? Soiled. Okay, let's go over that. Front of the chair with the B side, and back down the traffic lane with the B side. Okay. They didn't turn the air conditioning on, they told me. Just had the windows open. I'm feeling it. I don't think it's that hot in here, but it feels humid in here. So I'm just going to work my way down this traffic lane one more time. As I work my way out of the room. It's really packed on that doorway there. Really mushed together the fibers. I'm gonna get behind the door. Okay. Tighten up a couple of screws here. The tank is shifting a little bit. Okay, we'll take a look at the pad, B side. Yeah, it is lighter. Okay, I'll let you go. So thank you very much for watching. Have a good day.